Good morning, and welcome to Sunday celebration here at the CSL Cape Coral. My name is Patrick O'Brien, and I'm a licensed practitioner here at the center. Wherever you are on your spiritual path, whoever you are welcome here. We believe that we are co-creators with the divine, and that you can change your life by changing your mind. We teach the philosophies of Ernest Holm, who is our founder, and we teach the universal truths found in spiritual techniques, both traditional and contemporary. Please visit our website at cslcapecoral.org for prayer requests and use the contact button to send us your comments or questions. Today's meditation is facilitated by our licensed practitioner, Pam Lambert.
Good morning. My name is Pam Lambert, and thank you so much for spending your time with me this morning in meditation. And I've been wanting to do a meditation on chakras. And so just for those of us that might not be very familiar with what that is, I'll read you a short little thing about chakras. The word chakra from Sanskrit translates to wheel or disc, but references a spiritual energy center within the human body, of which there are 7 along the spine and through the neck and the crown of your head. The chakra system originated in in India. That's terrible. In India between 1500 and 500 BC. In the oldest text called the Vedas. The Vedas are the earliest Sanskrit literary records and the most ancient scriptures in Hinduism. As for the purpose of the 7 chakras, they each correspond to specific organs as well as physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual states of being. And within these chakras is prana, or the ultimate healing energy that's all around and within us. So I invite you to settle back and get very comfortable, whether you're at home or here with us today, to get comfortable and just spend the next few minutes looking within. So I invite you to take a long, deep breath. And as you exhale, move your attention to the base of your spine and feel the weight of your body resting on your root chakra, your chakra of support and belonging. See your root chakra connecting you to the ground below, and breathe into your roots and see them taking in the pranic energy and nourishment from the earth. Visualize the color red and see your roots slowly becoming red, grounding you in the here and now. Feel the earth supporting your existence and your being unconditionally. Rest in this awareness. And when you're ready, move your attention to your lower abdomen, just below your navel, to your sacral or passion chakra, the seat of your creative impulse, emotional intelligence, and pleasure. Breathe into your chakra and see it gently expand like ripples on the surface of a lake. See it flowering and moving freely like water. Visualize the color orange bathing the ripples and your chakra, and feel the water nourishing and satisfying all your needs and creative urges. Rest in this awareness and see the 2 colors, red and orange, Feel the support and nourishment of both the root chakra and the sacral chakra. Moving your awareness up to the area below your sternum, between your chest and navel, to the solar plexus chakra, or your power chakra. Breathe into your chakra and see it fill up with fiery flames. Feel the transformational heat and energy of fire, which changes everything that crosses its path. Visualize the color yellow bathing your chakra like bright sunshine, replenishing and nurturing it like the sun nourishes all life on our planet. Feel your power getting stronger, the power to serve, to help, and to nurture other beings and your environment. Rest in this awareness and see the three colors, red, orange, yellow, and feel the support, nourishment, and strength of the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras. And when you're ready, bring your awareness up to the center of your chest, to your heart chakra, the chakra of love, compassion, and empathy. Breathe into your chakra and see it soften and lighten on your breath. Feel it expanding outward and gently caressing everything it touches, like moving air. Visualize the color green, the rich, sprouting color of spring. Feel the fresh air renewing your chakra and the color green healing and providing new life to it. See your heart expanding and sending loving kindness and compassion to all creation. Rest in this awareness and see the four colors, red, orange, yellow, green, and feel the support, the nourishment, the strength, and the love of the root, sacral, solar plexus, and heart chakras. Now move up to your throat chakra, the chakra of self-expression and your personal truth. Breathe into your chakra and see it sending soft vibrations into the space or ether. Visualize the color blue, the color of lapis, bathing your chakra. Feel the chakra opening and clearing, freeing your ability to express your truth. Rest in this awareness and see the five colors, red, orange, yellow, green, and blue, and feel the support, nourishment, strength, love, and truth of the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, and throat chakras. And when you are ready, move this awareness to the center of your forehead, in between your eyebrows, to the third eye chakra, the chakra of intuition and insight. Visualize a deep indigo color bathing your chakra, bringing clarity, insight, and understanding, and heightening your intuition. Rest in this awareness. See the six colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and indigo, and feel the support, nourishment, strength, love, truth, and insight of the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, and third eye chakras. Now move up to the crown chakra at the top of your head, your connection to the higher consciousness or divine spirit. Breathe into the chakra and feel it opening up to the sky above. Visualize a violet or a purple light softly bathing your crown chakra and gently harmonizing you with the rest of all creation. Feel your oneness with all there is and rest in this awareness. See all the 7 colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, and feel the support, nourishment, strength, love, truth, insight, and connectedness of the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakras. And as we take a few deep breaths, knowing that we are open and receptive and allowing to the day, bring your focus back to the rising and falling of your breath and feel the perfection of the moment and bask in your own perfection. You are perfect in this very moment. Continue opening and focusing on the breath, and when you are ready, open your eyes. Thank you.
And now let's bring to the stage Brian, Colette, John, Cassie, Matt, and Scott, otherwise known as the Big Love Band.
How is everyone doing today? Good. We're going to ask you to stand with us and join us. We love hearing your voices. And we want to hear you clap today, too. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. everything a man could want. I got more than I could ask for. I don't have to run around. I don't have to stay out all night. 'Cause I know the spirit that lives in me. And I know it sets my soul free. Well, the spirit lives in me. Well, the spirit lives in me. Don't you know that it's some kind of wonderful, some kind of wonderful, some kind of wonderful, some kind of wonderful, some kind of wonderful. I'm talking about Godhead. Is there anybody here that knows what I'm talking about? Is there anybody here that knows what I'm talking about? You know what? Now can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Oh, a witness, yeah. Don't you know that it's some kind of wonderful, 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 some kind of wonderful. Can I hear it? So it is. Some kind of wonderful. Can I hear an amen? Some kind of wonderful. 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 Some kind of wonderful.
Please remain standing. I was just going to say, you guys are knowing the drill. Anyways, we invite you to join us as we bless each other here in the center and all those watching from home. Follow me. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We know who you truly are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. We appreciate you, we love you, and we are thankful you are here. Welcome to the center.
We have a special treat for y'all too, right after this. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can feel those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Just call me, yeah. Call me. If you ever need a friend, I want you to call me. Call me. Call me, yeah. Call me. Call me. Call me. And she's wonderful.
You're wonderful.
Changes, sometimes the changes come so fast. The changes in lifestyles and landscapes, in our friends, in ourselves, in ourselves. And changes, sometimes they come too fast. The changes in free time, our everyday language, our loss of innocence, our loss of innocence. But I love the changes, the warmth of a new day, the warmth of your smile, the deep love that binds us, the understanding we have to be. And changes, sometimes I'm so glad they come. They give us new hope, a light, the strength to carry on, to carry on. And changes, dear God, you gave me changes, changes so I would learn how to grow and reach out my hand, how to reach out my hand. Yes, I love the changes, the warmth of a new day, the warmth of your smile, the deep love that binds us, the understanding we have to be. And changes, those changes
Oh my goodness, I'm just thrilled. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Colette. So this is Colette's first week with us with the Big Love Band. And fairly long time member, but first time with our band. So grateful. And the interesting thing is how Spirit works is I wrote something about changes. So having no idea what Colette was going to be singing today, but my name is Pam Lambert. I'm a practitioner here, and I'm also on the Leadership Council. And I'll just go right into what I wrote. Just like life is always changing, our center is in the process of change. We have the opportunity to transform and evolve into something more expansive, more diverse, more accepting, and more loving. I kind of liken it to a pregnancy, and I think we are still in the early stages of creation. And we are experiencing a birthing of what we seek to emerge, a new us. So I wrote that last night, but there's a couple of other things that I picked up from our global theme, which is pushed by pain, which is kind of interesting too. Michael Singer in the Untethered Soul says, one of the essential requirements for true spiritual growth and deep personal transformation is coming to peace with pain. No expansion or evolution can take place without change, and periods of change are not always comfortable. Change involves challenging what is familiar to us and daring to question our traditional needs for safety, comfort, and control. This is often perceived as a painful experience. We get caught up in day-to-day struggles and forget to give thanks for the gift of life that is allowing us to still be here. Give thanks for our past and begin to embrace the now, the place where we can choose to create a bold new story or simply be fully present in the now. So I'd like to take that into prayer. If you just relax the outer eyes and sit back in that chair knowing that you are fully supported just by your chair, but Spirit is also like that, fully supporting us at all times. And I know there is just that one great and grand and glorious intelligence, the all in all. I know there's only one, and it has birthed everything out of itself, including us and everyone watching today, everyone sitting in our seats, that we are all one, we are all connected, we are all aspects of each other. There is just the one. And so I know as we come together today and as we come together as a community, as a center, as a city, as a county, as a nation, as a world, into the universe, that I know there is just the one thing. It is Spirit, it is God, it is good, and it is all there is. I am so grateful. And I release my words into that law of fulfillment that we know always comes back to us with a big yes. I release it, let it go, and I invite you to join me, and so it is. Okay, and now we have a return guest speaker that we so enjoy. Her name is Reverend Diane Scribner, and she is a Unity minister of the last 24 years, and currently she has an organization called Pray Attention Ministries, which is a Unity church without walls. So you can look her up, Reverend Diane Scribner, or Pray Attention Ministries to find out more about that. And now please help me welcome Reverend Diane.
It's a joy to be back here. This is the shortest time in between my visits to this beautiful spiritual community, and what a joy it is. Poetry is written in such a way that its lyric quality is something that you may have heard before, and yet each time we hear it, it deepens, it feels different in us. And so I share with you as we begin, knowing that, as you shared, Pam, that the soul's call is the theme for CSL's month of June. And today we're looking at what it is to be pushed by pain. Mary Oliver wrote this: Wild geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clean blue air are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. That soul's call she talks about in that poem, it's an intimate thing, isn't it? That soul's call. It's challenging, it's exponentially both painful and growthful. It is, in fact, that time that you and I, as we face whatever's before us to face, and you have things to face. We all do. Each time we face it, it is for some amazing quantum reason beneficial to the whole globe, to our world itself, and to every person. Because we are invited daily, every day, to rise. Do you feel that call in you to rise? To face whatever's before you and rise. And as we know, when on the water one boat rises, what happens? All boats rise. Isn't that true? Jesus said, if I be lifted up, will draw all men unto me, all women unto me, all children unto me. And so there is in you, beloved, a riseability. I have a riseability in me. Let's say that together. I have a riseability in me. How will we face it? What will we do with it? Pain happens, doesn't it? It's just a part of the deal of being here. We said we'd put these suits on, wear these human bodies, and pain is part of it. Anyway, raise your hand if you've ever had any pain in your life. Okay, yeah. That would be a complete show of hands. 2 hands over here. Colette's like, oh yeah, been there, my arms up, my legs up. Pain, we feel it sometimes. And so what if, rather than denying it, or covering it up in some way, or avoiding it, we just embraced it as an invitation to shift to a higher consciousness, to remember the truth so that we can be set free, to move into a deeper sense of love, and to be able to reach out to each other. Well, that's the deal, right? If you need a friend, just reach out. Because pain can actually, as we address it, rather than deny it, as we address it, know that, this is part of the deal. This is part of it. This is how I am evolving in this moment. We become more resolute in our faith and action, what steps that we take. Dr. Martin Luther King's wife, Coretta Scott King, said it this way of her journey. And of course, she and her husband and the children and all the people around them and that whole movement of consciousness of which you and I are a part. We're all about non-resistance, and so that's what we're looking at today, non-resistance around pain. She said this, "My story is a freedom song from within my soul. It is a guide to discovery, a vision of how even the worst pain and heartaches can be channeled into human monuments, impenetrable and everlasting." Human monuments. That did bring up an image of, yes, one at once rising up through whatever it is that we're experiencing, but also standing in that place of knowing that really and truly all is well. Will we be willing to do that when it doesn't feel like all is well? That's the question today. A big sigh. Let's just bring it in. Ernest Holmes said this, and I believe it was in Science of Mind. "I believe everything is as real as it is supposed to be. If a person hurts, he hurts. If a person hurts, she hurts. There is no use denying it. The question is, what is it bringing to you? What is it bringing to you?" I had something on my forehead, right up under here, and I've always worn my hair this way, and so, people couldn't see it. I couldn't necessarily see it. It was right there. Interesting placement, actually. And so it was like something I could ignore. I was the senior minister at Unity of Naples at the time, and I don't think anybody even knew that I had something going on up there. But when I would wash my face, I was aware there was something there. But then I'd just cover it back up and go about my business, go about my day. Finally, it had opened and closed enough times that I was like, yeah, maybe I ought to have this looked at. So I asked Holy Spirit to show me where I should go, and I went to this dermatologist, and the woman said, well, that needs to be biopsied. And this thing here, that needs to be biopsied too. And she didn't explain what a biopsy was. She just went, and then she said, would you like to be cauterized or do you want a Band-Aid? And I'm like, just going to say, what does that mean? And I smell burning flesh, right? And it was a basal cell carcinoma. Not a big deal. They said you don't have to do anything about it right away. It's not going to metastasize. You probably want to take care of it as sooner than later. And I'm like, they called me to make an appointment when they told me it was basal cell, and it was like, do you want it? Well, we advise you make 2 appointments, one after the other, and would you want to be scheduled for? And I'm like, okay, I don't even know what a basal cell is at this point. I haven't talked to a doctor. Would you be willing to, I'd like to consult with someone. And she said, oh, we don't ever do that. We do this all the time. Just book it. Just do it. I felt like, you know what? This is not okay. This is my holy temple, and I need to know what's going on. So I just went, I am not going to them. So I put it off. I was in Costa Rica. I left here right before. I'd just flown in from Ireland on Wednesday. Irma was coming in on Sunday. I had a flight out on Saturday to New York to go to Costa Rica with one of my sons. And Holy Spirit told me, you know what? Call the airlines. You got a flight. There's a seat for you on the airlines on Delta. You got to leave on Friday because Saturday the airport's going to be closed. And when I get those downloads, I do not argue. So I called Delta, and the guy started laughing. He said, you're in an evacuation zone, and we've been fully booked. And I said, I know, but I heard the voice of the divine. Well, I got his attention, I'll tell you right now. I heard the voice of God tell me to call you and that you had a seat for me. And he said, oh, I'll look. And he started laughing. He went, I can't believe it. A seat just became available on Friday. And I said, that's because of my seat. That's my seat. So I took the flight up there. And in Costa Rica, our friends have an infinity pool. So every day I would soak. And one day my hair is straight back off my forehead, soaking wet. And I came out, and my friend said, Diane, what is that on your forehead? And I'm like, oh, busted. I said, well, it's a basal cell carcinoma, no big sweaty da. And he said, oh, no, you need to take care of that. I've got a great doctor in New York. You want me to call? And swear to God, during lunch, he called his doctor. He goes, Robert, could you see my friend? She's passing through New York next week. She's got a basal cell, needs a little, Mohs surgery. Would you look at her? Sure, no problem, ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. And do you know what came out of that? I rented an Airbnb in Brooklyn, which is a big place. But when I went on to rent the Airbnb, it turned out to be 200 feet. It was 3 doors away from my son's brownstone in Brooklyn. And I spent a month, had my surgery, met this wonderful whole group of people that cared for me. And through it all, I had this experience of being in New York with my dog during Christmas, the whole month of Christmas. You and I never know when we're willing to face what's before us to face. When we remember that, something greater, a greater good is coming from this. When we're willing to do that, and I clearly wasn't willing to do that for a while, but it all turned out to be perfect timing, right? It all turned out to be the perfect place to go. That's just the way the universe supports us, always. If we would remember that when we feel pain. There's some basic principles that are taught here through the unity movement, through all of our interfaith new thought movements. And it's ancient knowing. There never was, there aren't now, and there never will be a mistake. Life is constantly evolving. We are always growing. Thank you, God. Can I get an amen on that? Amen. Thank you, God, on that. Everything is good, or it's leading to good, a higher good for you and for me. Because heaven, where's heaven? Right here, right now. The kingdom is within us, it is at hand, and heaven, when you look it up metaphysically, means expansion. We experience it to the degree that we become aware of it. Now, here's the deal. Every single being here is aware of these truths. The call is to practice it. And we do so through spiritual mind healing. We do so through consciousness. We do so through just recalibrating our thoughts. When we think otherwise, we recalibrate with what it is that we truly desire, what we want to experience in our lives. We recalibrate with the love of God that is moving through us, that is the very breath of us, the strength of us, the power within us. Ernest Holmes again. There is this question, however, which naturally arises, why all the suffering, sorrow, and pain? Why has tragedy accompanied the journey of man? When our life is not working the way we would like, pain invites us to revisit our purpose and consciously redirect our path. Are you guys willing to remember that while you're in these body temples? Yes, I'm seeing some heads go. This is the time when you respond to the minister with a, yeah, you bet. You betcha. We know this stuff and we're going to practice it, right? Because pain is the perfect fertilizer. You are the gardener. You are the gardener of your own soul. And do we need fertilizer in our gardens? Yeah. And what does fertilizer smell like? It smells like holy shift. Shift happens, and it smells like holy shift. With life, we go through these seasons in life, and in this garden, we need the fertilizer. We need that, whatever comes, that provides us the essential nutrients that are required for strong bodies, right? For strong minds, for a healthy plant, that freshness, that new life in you to move forward, to take it in, to breathe it out. And we aim ourselves, like plants do, holotropically, toward the sun. We aim ourselves toward the light. We remember that we are this little light of mine, right? I'm going to let it what? I'm going to let it just go out. I'm just going to let it be dim. I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine. And you know what? To let a light shine, you just take off all that stuff that's covering it up. Lift the lampshade, Just stand there in the truth. Sometimes as human beings, we can think that pain is a punishment. That's an old race consciousness idea, that we deserve it somehow. That's why it's because, this is the way to metaphysical, that one. This is the way to metaphysically malpractice. Oh no, I wonder what thoughts I was thinking. Right? Or to think that about another person who's going through some pain. Oh man, you created that one for yourself. That's your bed. You got to sleep in that one. And that, no. That's not what metaphysical practice is. Metaphysical practice is, we notice what's going on and how we respond to it makes the difference, you see. Pain is not a punishment because there isn't anything that's out of alignment actually with what is moving you toward the truth. It's just a call to upgrade. How many of us upgrade? We upgrade our phones, don't you? If it's not working, if our computer's gotten old and funky, it's got too much information on it, out of here. Upgrade. We upgrade. Yeah, we just recycle and let pain be a pathway. Pain is a pathway. You're feeling some pain. You got that knee going on, rather than dissing your knee and going, oh, that's my bad knee, That's like, oh, that's my knee. Give me a pathway, right? To the highest good. That's my knee. I'm going to take care of my knee. This is my good knee, and this is my good knee. This one's remembering how good it is. Just notice that we're here to shed the old ways. We are to let go that old way of thinking about ourselves and each other, each and every other, and to take on the new thought. I love that because it just so happens that OT, old thought, and NT, new thought, is also the same letters for the Old Testament and the New Testament. So let go the Old Testament, that suffering place, that Garden of Eden story where you feel, you've been sent away from God. That is just a crock, right? And take on the New Testament. God is love, infinite love, and that's all there is. Tracy Brown, did I hear someone say, mm-hmm? Oh, I like it. I love it when you do that. Thank you so much. Tracy Brown, mm-hmm. Tracy Brown said this: pain can be your motivation for a breakdown, a breakup, or a breakthrough. Which do you choose? We may not enjoy the painful experience. I've been through lots of painful experiences that I don't necessarily enjoy in the moment. And instead of avoiding them, you and I can accept them and use them as positive. Use them like you would. Say you've got a can sitting here. A can's got a top on it. What are you going to do? Just look at the can? No, it has something inside it that you want. You would like to enjoy what's in that can. What are you going to do? Yeah, open it, thank you. And how are you going to open it? You're going to get the tool that it takes to open the can, and you're going to have to make the can look a little different. You're going to have to crack the can open. It's going to change its configuration, but you're going to say, I can do whatever it takes to open this situation up and bring the good up out of it for my benefit. And when I rise up, who else rises up? Everybody rises up. Whoa. So it's for us and it's for everyone all at the same time. And my mother was a public speaker. She did programs at different places, and she was a licensed Unity teacher, and she taught classes. She developed pancreatic cancer at a very young age. She was still working full-time, 74, and they discovered she had pancreatic cancer. And she really, really wanted to keep staying in her body. She really loved life, and she wanted to be, and she was vital, so vital. She went through all the process of surgery and all the things that they do with cancer medically. She also did all the other things. She did Reiki and all the beautiful things that she did, changed her diet and called in everyone she knew and loved to be part of her team and people prayed more than they had prayed. You know, she called us higher through that process. There came a day when she lost her voice. I was her caregiver for that year and a half, and the 6 weeks when we brought her home from hospital, we were with hospice for those 6 weeks. During that time, she became so dry, you know, inside, that she lost her ability to speak. And speaking was her way. You know, we all have our ways, that our love communications. You know, this is one of her ways. And I remember looking at her one time, and she let out this sound that I'd never heard my mother let out before. It was a deep, kind of a Colette you have a beautiful deep voice. My mother's voice was more in my register up here, but my mom went way down into her diaphragm, and she let out this sound. It was just the two of us in the room, and I was standing right next to her, witnessing this sound that was like all the angst that she felt, that she was going through this experience, and the recognition that this is exactly how she could express herself. And she let it out, and I listened to her. And as I listened to my mother, my hand just naturally went to her beautiful white hair. And she was staring at me. We were looking in each other's eyes, and I just felt of her hair and massaged her head, and she yelled and cried out wordlessly. And as I looked at her, I said, when she finished, "Oh, I bet you feel a lot better now." She shook her head. Yeah. I would not have touched her in that way had she not expressed herself, her pain. I would not have reached out to cradle her head. We would not have looked into each other's souls as deeply had she not shared. But she could not share in the same way that she would normally with words, you know, beautiful words. There will be people in your life that are going through things that you can't even imagine going through. And they will come to you because you are the one that would cradle them in that time. You are made in the image and likeness of God. And you and I, are being pushed by pain, whether it is ours or someone else's, to just be the light. So I want to thank you in advance for doing that. That's what we are as community together. Not here to pretend or ignore, but to speak the truth, see the truth, say the truth, and face whatever it is with clarity, with focus, with ease and grace. I transform pain into fertilizer that enriches my life. I transform pain into fertilizer that enriches my life. Let's say that together. I transform pain into fertilizer that enriches my life and therefore enriches the lives of all. God in me is my health. Say that with me. God in me is my health. Look into it toward another and say, God in you is your health. God in you is your health. And then just think of those that right now are experiencing things, perhaps grief or upset or angst of any kind on this earth plane. And let's say this together with us. I transform pain. You transform pain into fertilizer that enriches your life. You transform pain into fertilizer that enriches your life. Yes, we are pushed by pain. Yeah. Okay. That's part of the journey. Let's just recalibrate. Let's remember the truth and be set free. Thank you for doing that. God bless you.
Thank you, Reverend Diane, for that inspiring message. My name's Kay Atwood, and I'm on the Leadership Council here at CSL. And I want to also thank all of you who have sent in your generous donations that allow us to have ministers like Reverend Diane, other CSL and Unity ministers who have been inspiring us these weeks, either in person or online. And I want you to know that we also practice the law of circulation here at CSL, which means your donations come into us and we give to our community. 5% of what we get each week goes out to an organization, and we change that every quarter. And this quarter we are donating to an organization called ACT, Abuse, Counseling, and Treatment, which helps people, whether they're in a situation of domestic abuse, child abuse, elder abuse, sex trafficking. So it's a wonderful organization, and your money is going to help them each week, as well as paying for the expenses here. And last month, I believe, Pam, correct me if I'm wrong, and Mel, but we had our first positive month of expenses not going over our income. So, you know, it's been a rough summer. We had air conditioning, irrigation problems, and now finally our donations have exceeded our expenses. So we're really excited about that. And you can continue to help in many ways. You can text your donation to 239-320-3820. Donate to or pay through PayPal, cslcapecoral.org. Go to our website, cslcapecoral.org, and use the donate button, and you're given many different ways to donate. Or you could mail to Center for Spiritual Living, Cape Coral, 406 Southeast 24th Avenue, Cape Coral, 33990. And using Amazon, go to smile.amazon.com, and at the charity selection, choose CSL, please. And as you leave here today, there are containers on each side of the sliding glass doors. And for those of you who have checks or cash, please put them in those containers. And I invite you now to hold your tithe in your hand or put your hand over your heart, and with me say this affirmation. Today, I know the activity of divine abundance is at work in my life and the life of this center. I give and receive generously as I live in the flow of bountiful good. And I speak a word of blessing. With appreciation and love, I accept these offerings and gifts. Divine love through me blesses each gift and each giver. I know that all that has been given here circulates to do great works, both within the spiritual community and in the world at large. Standing in gratitude, I release these words. So please join me in saying, and so it is. Thank you.
Okay, so for our announcements, we have the Continuing Prosperity Consciousness book study, The Infinite Way by Joel Goldsmith, meeting Tuesday on Zoom from 3:30 to 5 p.m. Join anytime. This is facilitated by our own Malika Davi and Linda Lloyd. It's a $30 per month check, so sign in and register. New classes, Conscious Loving, The Journey to Co-Commitment by Gay and Catherine Hendricks. This began yesterday, but you could still join. It's a 6 weeks class via Zoom from 10 a.m. to noon on Saturdays. The cost is $75. You could register through Breeze, Facebook, or ask one of the practitioners here for help. Midweek tune-up continues at noon outside, weather permitting, socially distanced, and masks are optional. Okay, join us this Saturday, June 12th, from 7 to 11 p.m. for our next social event. It's Cape Coral Pride. The trolleys are now running. The tickets are available online at the website on the screen and at South Cape Hub located at 909 Southeast 47th Terrace, or you could see Melissa Tuff or myself for more info. An extra special thank you goes out to Karen Gidley for all her help. We omitted her name last week for the meet and greet with Reverend Gregory Toole. Thank you, Karen. And are you being called to be of service? Are you outgoing, friendly, and organized? Then we want you. Speak with Melissa Tuff about the open volunteer opportunities. And the food drive is ongoing. Thank you, Randy, for your support in this. Drop off any non-perishable donations on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 10 and 2, or Sunday mornings when you come here to the center, and we appreciate your continued support. Miracles, 1 minute miracles are back. Practitioners will be available for prayer immediately following our service, so don't leave with anything weighing you down. And remember, we are exiting through the sliders out to my right, your left, and please exit the building so we can get it sanitized for our next event. And now it's time for Standing in the Light. I invite you all to stand, and this is the time when we set an intention for what we want to see for a condition, a situation, or a person. I am standing in the light for a member of ours, Lenore, knowing her perfect health and the grace and ease to which she is going to be moving through in her moving from Naples to Clearwater. And I'm also standing in the light for the pandemic that had many survivors who are still dealing with their affliction. This pandemic celebrates its 40th anniversary. I'm speaking of AIDS. And I invite you to set your intentions. And I invite those at home to speak their or write their intentions on our comment section on our website so we can hold them in prayer as well. And I say a blessing over all the unspoken prayers and requests, knowing that there is one thing going on, that one thing is good, that one thing is God, that one thing is life. And it serves us all. daily. It serves to support us on our way. And I anchored these words into the law of mind by saying, and so it is.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let peace, we let hope wash over